Good morning, everyone. My name is Georgia Truan, and I am the co-host for Fight CPS with Miss G, and also I work for the law office of Miss Vincent W. Davis. And I have my guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Cher.
My name is Shiri Bala.
All right. So Cherie is going to share something about her case today that's very important, and it's actually LA, right? LA
LA
County,
County. LA County,
LA
yes.
Courthouse. I
Yes,
call it.
that's it.
I don't want to call it. I mean, I can't say what I call it normally, but I can't say it on live. I can, but I want to. But I call it the H house. You guys continue. You guys can connect the dots. Go ahead, share your story, babe.
Yeah, so my story is out of LA County. My nephew is there in foster care. My sister recently passed away in a car accident
Mhm.
in April. I was not in contact with DCSF just because I was having my own child around that time. But then when I did make contact in May, while I was still in the hospital,
Mhm.
um, I made contact. They told me that my nephew was better off being with the foster care family because it was detrimental to his health to be with his own family. So they're like, oh, he needs to stay there. We've been back and forth in court. Um, I had to make all type of complaints, all type of emails, but I made way with
Mhm.
the ombudsman.
Mhm.
So I've been talking to the ombudsman out of LA County, and I made way. She has been on my side. Um, she has been on my side, and so um, just recently she called me with good news on Thanksgiving Day. She called me on Thanksgiving Day actually to
Mhm.
tell me that the day before we went to court because they were supposed to what do you call it? Terminate the parental rights, like the father, because my sister has passed, so they wanted to terminate the parental rights. So she called to tell me that, oh yeah, they're not going to put the adoption order in.
Mhm.
So that's the only good news that I've had. But the social workers, oh my God, pain in my butt, lied on me, took my visitation rights away from my nephew because he wants to leave them with the foster parent. And then he lied and said that he didn't take my rights away to visit with him. He actually lied to the ombudsman and told them that. And
The
I'm like,
foster parent,
no, the social worker, the
social
social
worker.
worker. Yeah, he
Honey,
lied.
social worker lies so convincingly because they hire people that can do that job. Okay. I think I told the viewers about several weeks ago. My goddaughter, I call her my niece because I've known her mom since I was in middle school. Okay. So she went to apply for the as a social worker after she graduated college. That was a year and a half ago. And she went to UCLA, by the way. Okay. She calls me and she said, Auntie, I'm going to make a difference. I said, okay, great. Great. Right? She went, she actually, they gave her like a psychiatric evaluation, whatever. They did something, right? They told her, we cannot hire you because you came back as 94% or 95% compassionate.
Mm.
So she said, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you hire narcissistic people, sociopathic people? So the supervisor told her, she said, my niece said, Auntie, she kind of like twisted her head and she gave me that fake smile. And she said, yeah, you could say that. She told her she can't have kids if she's thinking about being a social worker.
What?
And she's about to get married next year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So she's kind of like, she's young. She's a young lady that wants to make a difference in life. And
I applaud her for that.
Do you see how? Do you see what I'm talking about? So they
Yeah.
hire people. People say social workers say they're educated. No, mm, no, you depleted souls. You're not educated. Just because you're good on paper, it doesn't make you wise. Fair minded, centered. Paper, just because you have a certificate of some kind of degree, it doesn't make you centered. So
So
you're
true.
just you're their brain is they function different. They actually get a joy out of somebody else's pain. You cannot take a job on like this if you have feelings. If you notice, share is it
Sheree.
Cherie? If you notice, Cherie, when they take children, they have no. They actually smile and they actually question mothers why they're crying. If
Hmm.
you noticed, they have no feelings at all. At all.
Yeah, I can definitely tell that this social worker has no feelings.
Yeah.
He's not compassionate to my situation at all. Like, I just lost a sister, and now you're trying to take my nephew away? No compassion whatsoever.
No, but they actually get a joy out of it when they see a mother crying. They
Mm.
really do get a joy. I have seen with my own eyes them smiling in cameras. I have seen them smile when they take mothers away. I mean, kids away from their mothers.
I can
And
believe
they,
it.
and they actually question the mother as to why she's crying. So you know how it is when people say social workers tell them you cannot record them, etc., right?
Yes.
And they have the right to say that they cannot. They have the right to say they don't want to be recorded, right?
Great.
Well, when they became social workers, guess what? That is not true. People actually have the right to record social workers. Now, a regular person just like you and me, right? If I call you, then you have to get my permission to record me,
Correct.
whether in person or over the phone. Social worker, our law, the law indicates if you're a social worker, a parent can record the social worker without her consent. Her consent.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I actually learned that yesterday. Um, Let me read it. Somebody sent it to me yesterday, which it's a very good point because I know that in California you're not supposed to record, etc., etc. But
Hmm.
the person that sent me this information, it just blew my mind, and I actually going to share it with everybody. It says here, section 1, 16501.9. Okay, welfare and institution code to read is very important. A parent or a legal guardian may make a video or audio recording of his or her interview or interaction with a county child protective services social worker who is investigating allegations of parental abuse or neglect. You listening to that?
Oh, yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
Number two, the legislator finds and declares that nothing in existing law prevents a parent or legal guardian from making a video or audio recording of his or her interview or interaction with a county child protective services social worker. Part
Nice.
B, a county child protective services social worker participation in an investigation of parental abuse or neglect shall be deemed consent to video or audio recording pursuant to subdivision A. Part C, a county child protective services social worker assigned to a role performing duties that includes assuming the custody of a of children, or conducting interviews of a child or his or her parent in order to investigate allegations of parental abuse or neglect, shall provide notification to a parent or a legal guardian undergoing investigation of parental abuse or neglect in writing. That The parent or legal guardian may make a video or audio recording of his or her interview or interaction with a county child protective service social worker. Part D. A copy of the written notification shall be signed by the parent or legal guardian and returned to the County Child Protective Services social worker to acknowledge receipt of the written notification. Section 2. That's the last section I'm reading. If
Mhm.
the Commission on state mandates determines that this act contains cost mandated by the state, reimbursement to local agencies and school districts for those costs shall be made pursuant to Part 7, commencing with Section 17,500 of Division 4 of Title 2 of the Government Code. Now, did you just hear what I read?
I did.
Ain't that something?
Yes. Everybody needs to hear that.
Yep. So people say we have no rights because that's what, I mean, not people say, social workers say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But yet they go to the home. Why don't you want to be recorded? Think about it. Why don't you want to be, if you don't do anything against the law, why would you object to recording? If I
Right.
was a social
Exactly.
worker, I go to somebody's home. They have a Ring camera. My home is surveillance cameras everywhere. Can you see mine behind me?
Mm-hmm.
I have over 8 cameras outside, and I have it inside my home as well. Okay? That's my right to protect myself, correct?
Yes, that is.
Now, if I was a social worker and I go to somebody's home and they have Ring cameras everywhere, right? Or whatever surveillance cameras they have, why would I feel the need to tell them to shut it off? Right? Only a criminal doesn't want to be caught, right?
In their own act. Yep.
A criminal doesn't want to be caught. So they are so criminal, right? They do everything possible to protect them from being exposed. Who does that? A narcissist. Are you following me so far?
I got you.
A narcissist will do everything in their power not to be caught. Why? Because they wear a mask
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to unmask themselves so people will know them for who they are. Now remember, they mask themselves in front of who? People higher up, right?
Right.
So they're opportunists. They use people to gain what they want, right?
Right.
Social workers, right? The narcissism in them, right, makes them behave exactly like that. They protect themselves, they mask themselves, they take on jobs like this because those type of jobs give them power and control. You following me?
Oh yeah. I've been dealing with that with the social worker that's assigned to my nephew's case. So I know exactly what you mean. Everything that you just said, he did.
Oh yeah, Carissa. Oh yeah, I have to read this. Carissa Umbrino. By the way, you guys, I know Carissa very well. She's awesome people. She said, talk about how they're not allowed to keep you from seeing your child during COVID. They broke the law. I have the code book. That
Mm.
is very true. They make excuses that because of COVID, that's why they delayed to see your child. That's not true. They do this whether there's COVID or there's no COVID. They've been doing this for a very long time. So for them to make an excuse like that, that's ridiculous. Do you understand? You following me?
I got you.
But I want you to explain, and make it, like simple for people to understand your story a little bit more. Okay. So what happened to your child? Where's your child right now?
My child,
Yeah.
mine, he's in foster care. He's in foster care right there in what is it? And I don't know what the
You don't
city
have
is right there. Yeah,
Okay, but
just
it's
right there
in
in
LA,
LA County.
in LA
Mm,
County, right? Now,
right.
do you, how is your relationship with the foster parent?
It's minimal because they they want to keep my nephew. That they want to put in adoption and they want to take him, away from his family. Because they're not able to have children, and so they're making it a business. Basically, that's how I feel. They're making it a business. They have multiple um, foster children. So I see that that's what people do. They're like they collect children because of the funds, and it's
Yeah.
just like you don't understand. This is my nephew. We just lost his mom. This is the only baby we have of her. Why would you want to take they too? They don't have no heart either. They too want to keep him. So it's just like a big fight all the way through with the foster parents and with the social worker. So the relationship with them, me and them, is not good. I don't like
None
she
of them. Yeah.
the foster parent. Yeah, the foster parent lies too. So she and the social worker have been going back and forth. They're tag teaming me, so that they can keep him.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, the foster parents become foster parents to adopt. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't know this. It's like kind of like a dress. You buy a dress, right? You have 30 days to return it, right?
Mhm.
So you wear it a little bit, you see how you feel with it, then you don't like it, you return it before the 30 days is up, correct?
Right.
Now,
Correct.
you might wear that dress a couple of times and then return it. I see a lot of women wearing it with their tag.
Yeah.
That way they can return it later. Same thing with foster parents. They want to adopt, but the social worker bring them kids, right? For instance, they bring them two children or one
Mhm.
child. If they feel that's the child they want to adopt, right? Then the social worker is going to move towards adoption. If the parent says, if the foster parent says no, that's not the one, they send them to another home.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't get that. That's why there's so many children
Mhm.
actually go to different foster homes because of that. And the parents think, okay, so what happened in this foster home? They must have been abused. I don't know what's going on. Now they're in a different foster home. And I try to explain to them, they're so demonic in how they operate. Their kids become a money making business to them
Yes. Yes.
because they get the most funding when they adopt, when they get them adopted.
Mhm.
I have parents who actually work really hard to get their kids back. And because of the classes they have to do, it's like a distraction. They've done 6 months of classes. The social worker tells the judge, I don't feel comfortable. Eh, I don't believe they changed. And there's nothing wrong with them.
Mhm.
Let's give them another 6 months classes, right? They lose their job because when you work in a company, most companies don't just accommodate you.
They don't.
No, they don't. They don't just accommodate you. So they want them to keep a job, but yet they hinder their job and then say the parents are unstable to keep a job.
Right. I think they set them up for failure. They set
Yeah, they do. They
a lot
set
of these
parents
people
up
up
for
for
failure.
failure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They set parents up for failure for a reason because they want to win.
Yes.
It's all about winning. Social workers, like a sociopath or a narcissist, they don't like to lose. In their mind, they're not thinking about children. They're
Mhm.
not thinking about the pain the mother is going through because they love pain because they have the power that caused that pain. Does that make
Right.
sense?
That does.
They actually control your emotions by
Yes.
stealing your child.
You know
People,
what you just said is so true.
yeah,
Even the foster dad, he was on our side for a minute, and he told us that social worker, he doesn't like that you guys are challenging his authority.
yep,
He don't like that you guys are challenging his authority.
yep,
He wants to place this child with us.
yep,
Mhm.
yep. And they actually side with the foster parents.
Yeah. I'm
Mhm.
noticing.
Not the mother. But you know what's so sad to me, though? That sadder to me is that they actually give the foster parents government help assistance,
Yes.
but yet they take children from the mom who was getting government assistance, but telling the mom that she can't take care of her child because she's getting government assistance.
Right.
But
That's the
these, do you
more.
understand? It's they set rules in their entity, right,
Mm-hmm.
to accommodate their demonic malice actions. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's where they violate your rights. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you guys go collect food stamps and cash aid, okay? Now, they put you on the radar, and people don't understand this. You guys think, oh, hey, the government gave help to the people. Yay. Right? No, baby girls, that's not true. You become a number. Your child becomes a number.
Oh yeah.
And you guys are under the radar.
Yeah. They're watching you.
They're watching you. They're taking your children. They know
Mm-hmm.
where you live. They take your kids because they know you're on low income.
Right.
They don't go to a rich person's house to take their kids.
No.
In fact, if the father is rich with money and has a title, right, and he's the abusive party, they will give him the children.
Yeah, they'll side with him because he
They
has the
side.
money.
Yep. So therefore, think about it. If you can work and not depend on collecting food stamps and cash aid, do your best to come out of that. Do your best.
Oh yes.
Because what I have noticed is they target people that are taking food stamps and cash aid.
They don't think you're smart enough to do
Mm,
your research, to
mm.
complain, to write grievances. They don't think you're smart enough because you're on low income.
Yep. Yeah. And they know that you don't have the money to fight. Because if
Correct.
you don't have the money to take care of your children fully, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have the money to get an attorney. And guess what? That's why they provide the public with a court appointed piece of shit pretender. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why? Because they know you can't afford one. So let us give you one, people, and satisfy you, leading you to think we're here for the people.
Right.
No. Because if the court pretenders are here for the people, they would help the people. They
Yeah.
wouldn't put the people down and tell them they're scumbags and we're not going to admit your evidence because, hey, I'm your attorney. Listen to me.
Mm.
What's your job, you piece of crap? See, that's the thing. Our government wants us to think one thing, but they're doing another. Because everything that they provide to the public contradicts their own actions. Are you following me so far?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So people think you need a piece of paper that you have a doctoral degree or whatever, a bachelor degree or this and this and that to be smart. No, no. Common sense is not taught in your schools. So you either have common sense or you're just a dumb piece of crap sitting there thinking the system works. Because the
There you
system
go.
only works for people in the system. Meaning, if you're a government official, it works for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? It works for you. I have a social worker. Her sister's kids were taken away. She went to the Department of Child Services, showed them her badge. Her sister's kids were returned to her.
Wow.
Okay? So it works for people that's in the system already, working in the system. It works for officials who are firefighters. It works for officials who are police officers.
Mm-hmm.
That's who it works for. There was actually a lady, she's uh, a real estate agent. I have her name. She's actually in social media. She has like YouTube channel. They took her children away. So what did she do? She married, hold on, she married a firefighter. She said the firefighter helped her get her kids back. And now
Mm.
she defends the social workers. Now, there's a point I'm trying to make. You know why firefighters get their children to get, have connection with CPS? Is because they're firefighters.
Government workers, yeah.
If you're a firefighter and you're an abusive piece of crap, you will have your kids. If you're
Because
a,
they looked at it as a hero.
if you're a police officer, you will have your kids. Yeah, that's how our system works.
Why?
It's
Because they're looked at as heroes.
yes, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. And on top of that, what they do to the children, and a lot of parents ask me this, shit, why is my child doesn't want to be with me? This is what they do. They tell the child, they cancel the mother's visitation, right? They literally tell the mom at the last minute, oh, your visit is canceled. Nope. Reason why. Then they go to the child and say, I'm sorry, Mark or Paul or Tracy. Hey, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your mom doesn't want to see you anymore.
Hmm.
Do you believe that?
Oh yeah, I believe that. That social worker told me because he canceled my visit because he told me that I was harassing him and
Yeah.
I was harassing the resource family. I said, how am I harassing you guys? Because I'm sharing you information that I've learned from the classes that she told me to take. That was
Yeah.
the only reason, because I was sending emails to him,
Yep.
letting him know this is what I've learned and what you're doing is wrong. Oh, he didn't like that.
Oh
So
no,
that
how
so
dare
yeah,
you?
yeah,
But
he told
who doesn't like you constructive criticism or your opinion? A
no,
sociopath, a narcissist. Think
right.
about it. Healthy people would not mind you, right?
Mhm.
Objecting to something they've done.
Right.
Well, let's talk about it. If you're a healthy individual, let's talk about it. But controlling people, what do? They go against you when they feel threatened by you.
Oh yeah.
And they will put you under their radar for the rest of your freaking life.
Mm.
That's what a narcissist does until they destroy you. But they will do it in a way where they will come out of it clean. So
Mm.
shame on you, the system.
Yes.
You failed on so many levels. You
Yeah.
government officials failed on so many levels. Why? Because you do shit, you say shit just to get elected, but you don't follow what you say. You don't do what you say before the election. You do not do what you say, and your word is useless. Because your word, if you don't honor what comes out of your mouth, you're useless. So you guys only do it just to gain a vote.
Liars. That's what they are.
Liars. That's all you
Liars.
are. Liars. And what? Democrats, Republicans, none of you guys are good. None of you. It takes a great character of a man or woman to run the country with knowledge, healthy knowledge, that is, fairness, right? And still be a kick ass at the same time,
Mhm.
where everybody around the world respects you. Now, government officials, they tend to do things one sided to gain a vote. But they make the people think they're for the people. So I want everybody to be aware, if you're taking cash, aid, or food stamp, be very careful, especially if you have children. Just be careful with that. Now, with your case, Cherie, what are they telling your nephew? What is the, like, what are they saying to your nephew
Well, he's
about?
only 2. He's only 2, so he's 2 and he has, he has a disability. He has autism. So that's another thing.
More money.
Yeah, more
More,
money. There you go. More money.
more money.
More
Autism.
money.
Any kid with special need is
Yeah.
like, it's like a money. It's like kind of like you go to Vegas and you play the slot machine. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly what it is. And even know that your family member, you're a family, you're a blood family to your nephew, but they don't want to place him with you.
Nope, they don't.
And they
They-
never give you a reason as to why they don't want to place your nephew with you.
The reason was because it would be detrimental to his health to move him with me.
Really?
Be-
So it's
Because
detrimental
because
to
he's
his
been there
health?
a year. Yeah, because he's been there a year with the resource family, so it'd be detrimental to his health to move him with his biological family. Yeah,
So it's not detrimental to his health when they took him from his biological family to begin with?
correct. When he took him from his mom, it wasn't
Yeah,
detrimental to his health then.
yeah.
Yeah.
But do you see, that's the point I'm trying to make. They set rules. Do you see the rules? That's one
Mhm.
rule right there. If the
Yeah.
child stays in the foster home for 6 months or longer, guess what? The judge is reluctant to remove that child back home.
Right.
How in the name of God do you say Child Protective Services reunification?
You can't.
Where the
I know. I know.
where is that part of you reunifying the child with their parents or family member? Mr. Davis says they by law have to place the child with family member first. If there is no family member anywhere in the world, then the child results in a foster home.
Oh, they're not playing that game with me. They're saying because he was there a year that he has to stay there. And we're blood relatives. And I threw that at them. I threw that at the social worker and he said, "No, he's going to stay there." And I know that by law, he was supposed to do his due diligence and
Mhm.
contact family members before he placed that child, but he didn't do that.
And why didn't they do that? Because they want
It
the
was
child
easy.
adopted. Yeah,
It was
yeah,
easier for them just to place the child.
yep. That's what
Mhm.
they want, though. That's what they want. Only a demon will steal your child. I'm being
Amen.
honest with you. People think the system works. Anybody that tells me this, I just look at them and I'm like, I just want to beat them up. I
You said
really
it right
do.
earlier. The system only works for people who's already in
Yeah,
it. You said
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's like I look at them, I'm like, really? You think the system works? No, I have friends who actually think the system works until one of them 8 months ago had her child removed from her.
Mm,
Then, you know, her USC butt called
mhm.
me, Georgette, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Because she used to say to me that kids who were removed from their mom is for a reason. And I used to tell her, it's like, don't say that because you don't know. I said, don't judge. And I said, because God told us you will be judged the same measure you judge others. Because
Right,
you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what the system did to them to set them up,
right.
right? So she said to me, oh, no, 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 no. It's never going to happen to me. Guess what? Never say never.
Happened.
Yeah, it happened to her. But you know how it happened to her? The school reported her to CPS.
Oh my God.
Why? Because her daughter had bruises on her arm. And they removed her daughter, she's 9 years old, from her care and give the child to the father who has a domestic violence against the mom, right? And that's why they're divorced.
Wow.
And the father has arson and theft record on him.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So they gave him to the worst parent.
There you go. There you have it. That's how our system works. But yet, if the mother has any type of record, even a felony, when she was 14 years old or 18 years old, right? Like
Hmm.
gazillion years ago, they say, "Oh no, because of the felony you had in, 1990." we're not going to give you your child back.
They find all type of reasons, don't
But
they?
do you see? But do you see? Do you see? But yet they give the child to the abusive parent who has a record, but then tell the mom, hey, we can't because of a felony you had when you were 18 or
Right.
17.
They try to do that to my mom too. They try to do that to mom. She tried to intervene with my nephew before I did because she knew about it firsthand. And so because she had a record with us in the 90s, they're trying to pull that on her. Oh, well, you can't have your nephew because of the record that you have prior in the 90s.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it works, babe. That's that's how it works. But yet the foster parents have a record on them. If you if you really pay attention and do your due diligence to research, we have a person that I know that hired a private investigator to investigate the foster parents. Usually when they don't tell parents which foster home the kids are in, it's
Hmm.
because there is a record in that home. Okay? They don't want you
Right.
to know about.
Oh, I believe that.
So he found out that he and his wife found out that the home that the kids are in have a registered sex offender there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and who do you think the registered sex offender is? I mean, the foster
After
father.
that,
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And guess what? They place the kids with him. They say they do background check. Really? How is that possible?
They don't do background check because the foster mother, she ended up telling my mother that she lost her own child because of drugs.
Yep.
So the same thing that you're pinning on my mom, the foster mom did the same thing, but it's okay for him to stay there. And the
Yes.
same thing with my sister. She did it too. So you took him away from my sister and put him with the same people.
Exactly. 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 So all these government officials, senators, the only senator I respect, God rest her soul, is Nancy Schaefer.
Mm,
I haven't found anyone in her statute, in her standards. You know why? Because everybody are cowards
mm.
in our Senate seats. Why are they cowards? Because they're not doing the right thing to put a stop into this. They're not taking the steps to expose the system and put a stop into it.
Nobody wants to get their hands dirty.
Social workers have way too much power. Way too much power.
Way too much power.
Yeah. This little 23-year-old running around like a devil roaming around, seeking whomever she can or he can devour. 23-year-old barely graduated, barely, probably
Mm,
graduated with a D
mm.
or a D minus, right?
Jesus.
Is making decision on people's lives that she doesn't even know.
Mm-mm.
That she doesn't even know. But they look at you kind of like, hi, my name is Nene. And then they walk kind of like, who are you? Why are you disturbing our peace? You come at 2:30 in the morning to steal children. Really? But you waited 3 weeks, 3 weeks after the investigation to take the children at 2:30 in the morning.
My God.
How crazy is that? But why did you wait 3 weeks or 4 weeks to take children? If they're in danger, right, you would think, hey, we can't wait 3 weeks. We have to go right away. Am I right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If they
Why
were
wait 3 weeks?
truly in danger,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Why wait 3 weeks to do that? It doesn't make sense. Nothing they do makes sense. Like I said, common sense is not taught in the schools.
No.
You either have it or you don't. And honestly, common sense is a gift from God Himself.
So true. So
Because
true.
evil people don't think like that. Evil people are opportunist and they want what they want. Period. That's it. So if anybody tells me they're senators, I'm not going to bow to you because you're a senator. And I'm not going to bow to you because you're a judge and a social worker, you know, and the president. I'm not going to do that. One thing about me, my mom and dad used to say I'm a fighter. My spirit is a fighter spirit. I
Yes.
hate injustice since I was a little girl. I hate injustice. And the thing about a government official, right? Just because you have a title, it doesn't make you better than us. We actually pay for you to be in office.
Hmm.
The people pays for them to be in office.
I don't think they care about that, honestly.
No,
They're just they're just
no,
there to do their job and get paid. They don't want to do the right. They don't want to
yeah,
do the right thing. They don't want to
no,
help the people.
yeah. And the people pays for the social workers to steal your children.
Right. Everybody just wants to take the
Everybody
easy route.
wants money. And the kids become a number. If you
Mhm.
noticed, the kids become a number, the mother becomes a different number, the dad becomes a different number.
Mhm. There you go.
Separate, the separation begins. Here we go. Separation
There
begins.
you go. That is
So
unfortunate.
that
That's
is,
the world we live in.
that's the world we live in. Exactly. And the only one that I actually right now, um, she actually was a client of ours. We helped her. She got her twin boys back, and about a year ago, she called me after she got her boys back. She went to Italy. She lives in Italy now. She doesn't want to come back.
I
She
don't
doesn't
blame her
want,
at all.
she doesn't want her citizenship. She doesn't want to have anything to do with the United States. Her husband was a veteran. Is a veteran, I mean. He fought for his country, but he never thought that his country will come after his children.
I like that. Yeah.
Not because he did anything wrong or the wife did anything wrong, all because of an allegation from a teacher while the child was taking online classes in COVID, during the
Mm.
COVID beginning days of COVID, months of COVID, I mean, she saw a gun. The gun is not a real gun. He's a veteran. So what happened was his friend gave him a gift of a crafted gun. Crafted gun is like a gun. It's mm, like a piece of art you have in
Right.
your, and it was sitting on a like a stand, and it was really pretty. It's so beautiful. It's a beautiful gun, but it's not working gun. There's no bullets. There's no you can't you know you can't even put bullets in it. It's just art. It's like mimic something in the 40s or 30s, something like that, right?
Mhm.
However, the teacher reported it to DCFS instead of calling the parent and
Right.
said, "Hey, Mr. So and so, what kind of gun is that?" She can easily go and see what's going on or
Right.
call them. But no, teachers now they just report parents to CPS. Why? Because they also get funding.
Huh.
You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that. That's a new one.
If you recall, back in the days, like I'm in my 50s, right? I don't know how old you are, but back in my days, when there's a bruise on the knee or the arm because I was playing and I hurt myself, there's not once did my teacher say, I'm going to call your mom. I mean, I'm going to call CPS. I was like, what the? I wouldn't even know what CPS was.
Hmm.
So I've never heard of these people. So now they're doing it more and more. If anybody out there
Mhm.
listening to me, if you recall, back in our days, that never happened. But all of a sudden, the teachers are making reports. Ain't that something? Crazy, right? I
Right.
didn't know they get funding until a school psychiatrist called me and told me that she was forced to report to CPS by the principal
Wow.
school so they can get the funding to give the teachers raises and pay them for summer days off.
Wow. That's amazing to me. They don't even look into the allegation. They just come in and take the kids. They
And
just swoop in and
it's
take the kid.
yeah,
Wow.
And the social workers love it. You know why? It makes their job easy.
Oh my gosh.
Workers, it makes their job easy. The police is called because there's a verbal domestic violence. Verbal. CPS, hello. Come and get these kids. And the kids were not even in the verbal domestic violence. I don't even know why they call it domestic violence. There's no bruises. There's
Right.
no, it's verbal. On Thanksgiving dinner, I went one time 5 years ago to my friend's house for Thanksgiving. One time. And their family was arguing. You know, she had families from all over the states, right? So they got into an argument. It was about the presidential debate, all kinds of stuff, right? Like who's going to be our next president? It was something like that, but politic, right? Talk. Now, if I was a crazy woman, right, I would call the police and I'm a guest at their house and say, hey, there's a domestic violence
Mm-hmm.
going on. If I would have done that, the police would show up and guess what? All the kids, all the people that were there, they would have been taken.
My goodness.
So that opens doors to social workers to walk in. It's kind of like open doors to the devil to knock and say, hello, I'm here. And you open the door and say, welcome.
Oh, that's evil.
Exactly how it works,
That is evil.
right? It is. It is. You are an aunt. And there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing. You're not
Nothing.
nothing. You're not crazy on the street. You're not selling your body. You're not injecting your arm with crap. You're not doing any of that. But
No.
yet, you're not considered for your own child. And I call him your child because you are his aunt.
Right.
Still your child, right?
Right.
Like my nephew is my child. Why? Because I love him. I used to change his diapers. You know what I mean? I'm his
Right.
aunt, but he's my life,
Right.
right? So he's your child, but they don't want to consider you because why? The foster parents are better than you.
Right. And they're I don't even get their system because they ask you to do all these different things, go through the RFA process, get approved, fingerprints, this, that, and the other. For what? For you just to tell me no, it's detrimental to his health?
Yeah.
What's the purpose?
Oh my God. Read this for me. Look what
Mhm.
Jackie wrote. Can you read it?
Yeah, they need to stop allowing mayors to appoint judges. They might not have the best interest of the people. Let the power rest in the civilians' hands. Of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
but you can vote them out.
We need people to vote. That's the problem.
Yeah,
We need more
you
people to
can vote
vote.
them out. The mayors are useless. I literally have no respect for anybody in the government. I don't. Because they use their power, right, to abuse it. They abuse their power. It shouldn't be right to give that much somebody some that much power. It's not right.
No. No.
It's not right. That's too much power. The police officers have way less power than a social worker.
Hmm. But we have the right to vote them out. So let's
The
vote,
police
people.
officers cannot enter your home without a warrant. But yet, the social workers enters your home without a warrant, takes your kids without a warrant.
Hmm. Don't open the door.
I tell people that.
Don't
Well,
open the door.
I opened the door because I didn't, and I have people I didn't know. And the people call me. I work all hours of the day, guys. I work from 6 in the morning. And last night I stopped working at 10:15 p.m. I literally work on my own time. I don't, you know how it is, people have 8 hours a day job, right?
Right.
Well, I go on not because I have to, it's because I want to. I can't, 8 hours a day is not enough to call everybody that calls me. It's not enough. Because before you know it, I'm like, what? It's over? What's going on? I'm inventing my own time. So I keep working all hours of the night. And people call me late at night and tell me stories. They say, "What, hey, Georgette? They took my kids because I opened the door, but they told me if I don't open the door, they're gonna take my kids." It doesn't even make sense. They took my kids because I opened the door, but yet they told me that if you don't open the door, they're gonna take my kids.
I wouldn't open the door, and I'd let them try it. Try to take my kids if I don't open the door.
Yeah,
You let the devil in your door, that's on you. Don't let the devil in your door. Don't let
yeah,
him over your threshold.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's the thing. When I told them this over and over again, when you open the door to them, you're inviting the devil in.
You invite him in. Yep.
You're inviting the devil in. And I have social workers who, "I'm gonna hunt you down. I'm gonna hunt you down." What is this? I can't say the name, but I want to. You know what I'm
Mm.
gonna say? Starts with a B, but I'm not gonna say it. But she threatens parents that she's gonna hunt them down. That woman looked like the
A devil, a demon.
yeah, she's a demon.
Mm-hmm.
And I have certificate in this, and I have an education in this, and I have this. No, you B word. No, 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 no. You have nothing for you going for you. Nothing. A piece of paper means shit. It means shit. It means something in their eyes, but it means shit to me because you either know what you're doing or you don't. And just because you went to college, it doesn't give you common sense, you piece of
Mm-hmm.
shit. That's exactly how I see them. You understand me, right?
I
I get
understand.
angry. I get angry because the whole holiday, people are supposed to enjoy Thanksgiving, right? I got 34 calls on Thursday of people that had their kids taken during Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh my God.
34 calls. My
Jeez.
family was looking at me like, "Are you serious? You going to like leave the table and take the calls?" And I did. And I did. I was literally crying with every mother that called me.
I would have been too.
Yeah.
That is
How
so
can
sad.
I enjoy Thanksgiving when people are hurting and suffering? And our government is like, "Oh, well, we're having our dinner.
Hmm.
We can sleep at night because, hey, we have champagne and caviar because we
Right.
can afford a $25,000 refrigerator." But the people are suffering. "Oh, well, we're going to keep their mouth shut by offering them government help."
Mm.
You offer them government help, and guess what? They go and steal your children. Clever, ain't it?
It is.
On top of that, this lady called Child Protective Services because she lived in a trailer. She moved from state to state, right? She lived in a trailer with her daughter and her husband. Somebody told her to call Child Protective Services to help her find housing in that state. She called Child Protective Services and said, "Hey, my husband and I and my daughter are living in a trailer, and we want to know
Mm-hmm.
if you can help us find housing in this state because we're new here." The social worker lied and said, "Yes, we can help you. What's your name? Where's your trailer at? Everything." The following morning, they went and took her baby.
Oh my goodness.
I Everything I'm telling you guys, as God is my witness, is all true. All of it.
Trick of the devil. Mm.
Yeah. They're, "Oh, yes, we can help you. Of course." And they went and took her child, not because of drugs, not because of anything, not because of mental condition, nothing. And then on top of that, they are forcing the parents to do drug testing.
For what?
There's no drugs. It's
Because they
clean.
were living in a trailer?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what's wrong with that? Is that like considered like
It's to them, but no, they're finding reasons. The devil makes a reason, like finds a reason to steal things from you.
that is
Your life.
upsetting?
When they stealing a car, right? It hurts you, right? Because it's your car, you paid, you put your money in it, blah, blah, blah. But stealing your child, it kills you
Mm,
inside.
I
You're like
know.
a walking dead. You function barely, but you're a walking dead mom because now your heart is gone. It's like if you see like a scary movie and
Hmm.
they take the heart out,
Right.
but yet the zombie is still walking.
Right.
That's the mom.
That's how you feel. I know the
That's how
feeling.
the mom feels. Yeah, it's the worst thing you can do to a mother and the father too. I mean, the father feels pain too, but the DNA of a child stays in the mother's body.
Yes.
It doesn't stay in the father's body. Okay, so what it is, the father is protects his child. I get it because I was daddy's little girl. I love my father, right? But my mom was my best friend. I
Right.
told everything to my mom, and they both, we I lived with my parents until death did them part.
Jeez.
So what I'm saying is, the DNA of a child stays in the mother's system until the mother dies.
Yeah.
So there's a different bond with the mother and her child.
And I know that. I saw that with my
Yeah,
sister and her child.
yeah,
Like she didn't even want to leave LA County. I invited her up
yeah,
for my baby shower in March.
yeah,
She could not even leave LA County without my nephew. She was like, "Sister, you don't get it, but I can't leave him here. Even though I don't have him, I can't leave him here. I can't
yeah,
come to the
yeah,
Bay Area because I feel like I'd be leaving him here by himself."
yeah. And even
Mhm.
though she's not with him, but see how she thinks? A
Right.
mother's bond, a mother feels a child's pain before the child tells her.
Right.
And my mom used to call me, grown woman, everything, calls me, you're sick. I'm going to make you some soup. I'm like, Mom, how did you know? I had a fever. I'm not joking. I was 27 years old. My mom was like, she knew I had a fever and I didn't tell her I had a fever. I didn't even tell my dad. No one told her. And she knew it.
Wow.
And I used to tell my dad, my mom is either psychic or something's going on. I didn't know. I didn't know that my mom had such this, how can I say it? We were so connected.
Yeah, you guys are synced.
Yeah. I thought my mom was psychic. I literally honest thought my mom was psychic. And no matter what, she felt my pain. If I'm sad, if I'm happy, she felt it. And you know what she told me? She said it was a gut feeling she had.
Mm.
That gut feeling is my DNA in my mother. That's the gut
Mhm.
feeling she had.
So
And,
true.
and those demonic entities steal children from the mom, especially the mom. And guess what? You know what's so sad about this is they always blame the mom. If you notice, they always blame the mom. They do. All the
Always.
stories I hear, mom is always to blame. Even in the domestic violence, they arrest the mom. They're not arresting the dad who beat the mom. They're arresting the mom.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Always blaming them on.
always blaming the mom. It reminds me of Adam and Eve. When Adam told in the Bible, when Adam told God, it was the woman you gave me, the woman you gave me made me do it. Right?
Who made me eat the apple?
It's always the woman. Yeah, always the woman. Always the woman. It says like beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
Women are strong. We're the life givers.
We
Who do you
are
think the devil is going to attack?
people who make the babies,
Exactly.
who makes the souls.
We give life.
Mm-hmm.
God gave us that. So the devil goes to who? To the woman.
Right.
And the devil does what? Takes her children.
Takes the babies right
Yeah,
from her.
there you go. So that's how our government works. That's why I call them demonic.
And I'm in agreement. I
And why?
totally agree with you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Because you're an awesome person. You're an awesome aunt. You feel the pain that your sister feels for her child, and you want to protect your nephew as much as you can, but you are not given the opportunity to do so, even though it's the law. It's actually the law, but yet you're
Right.
not given the opportunity to do that, to have that opportunity to have your nephew in your life.
Right.
And your sister, I'm sure, has a court pretender, correct?
She had one.
And of
She
course,
had one.
he or she didn't do anything for her, correct?
Did not do anything.
And they're blaming your sister, correct?
Of course.
Yeah, yeah. And the judge, what did the judge tell your sister exactly? Did she share that with you?
She basically told her, you do these classes. Hey, we'll give them back to you in a couple of months. I think
Right.
I believe she did everything that she's supposed to do, and they still didn't give them back.
But did
Yeah.
they say to her, did they tell the judge, oh, she didn't complete classes?
No. No.
They didn't tell the judge that?
Mm-mm.
Most oftentimes they do. They tell the judge, oh, she didn't complete her classes, even though she has the certificates in her hand, everything.
Mm-hmm.
They lie. Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
judges are stupid. They believe a lie because that's what stupid people do. They believe a
Yeah,
lie.
that's stupid when they have the certificates in their hands. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid. No, the judges are stupid, not the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Because that's the definition of stupid is seeing the truth, hearing evidence of the truth, but still believe a lie. That's
Right.
the definition. So if I call them stupid, it's for a reason. Because you're not doing your jobs as a judge. But they
Mm-mm.
have this black robe fever attitude. I am the judge. I'm above you and I make the decisions. That's the kind of attitude they have.
And unfortunately, they are making the decisions. We have no control over what the judge says unless we vote them out.
Exactly. Put the shit out of them. Um, my opinion is, Leah said, my opinion is it is a direct conflict of interest and bias for a court appointed attorney whom is paid by the state of whom is against you.
Mm-hmm.
Leah, God bless you, baby girl. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That is right. It
That's a
should.
great point.
But you know what else should be a conflict of interest? When a social worker steals or sets the mother up to fail, gives the children to the abusive dad because his aunt works for the Department of Child Services and because his mother is an attorney and his wife is a judge. Ain't that something?
Hmm.
That's also a conflict of interest.
Very much so.
Judges know each other. Why do you think he married that woman, right? 4 months after their divorce, or a few months after their divorce with the other lady, right? He married all of the sudden, he found a district attorney who became a judge. That's also a conflict of interest. It is to side with them because of their title.
Wow.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm.
But yet it just keeps going and going. We have rights, but we can't. They make us so silent by using our kids,
Can't even
right?
exercise our own God-given rights.
Yeah. So now I tell people if they're having children now in the United States, get the hell out. Leave. Go to Virgin Islands. Go to Cancun. Go to God knows anywhere outside the United States.
I
Outside.
can always tell my husband that I said, babe, let's pack up and run to the hills because I don't even want to deal with this place anymore.
Yeah. I'm being honest with you. I tell all my friends that if you guys are thinking about having a baby, leave. Because honestly, your time here is useless in the United States. They're taking kids in Hawaii now, Canada, right?
Right.
Another African country, I forgot the name. Yeah, it's going worldwide. I hope it doesn't go worldwide, but it seems like it is.
Mm.
So when they have life on the moon, I think I might go there. I think what's his name? some I forgot my friend told me that they're going to the moon now. They have like trips to the moon now or something like that. Yeah. I mean it costs millions of dollars, but I'm really considering when there's life in the moon, I will be communicating with you guys from there. Because honestly, I just don't anywhere on earth is like attack, 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 attack. So where are we gonna go? Right? My other friend doesn't want to have any more kids. I mean, like she never had kids, but she doesn't want to have kids. She's afraid to have kids.
Yeah, I like me. I just had a child, and because I decided to leave the hospital before we were discharged. They tried to even call CPS on me, or
Uh-huh.
they did. They said, they sent out a nurse to my house, and they sent out a social worker to my house to come and check on the welfare of the kid. I'm like, really? Because I decided to take him from the hospital because he was fine, and you guys are
Right.
just keeping him. The hospitals, they get money too for patients. So they just try all type of different ways.
The hospital gets money. Look, I honestly believe that they make money. They entice people, they encourage people to report. They encourage people to report by give the entities, that is hospital, schools, whatever, right?
Right.
Even therapist. You go to a therapist and you're like, well, my husband and I had an argument over COVID money and job loss, and it's just we've never had an argument before, and I'm afraid my daughter will heal one day and it will hurt her feelings.
Mm,
What do I do, Miss Therapist? Guess what the therapist does? Supposed to be confidential, right?
supposed to.
She calls CPS.
Hmm.
All this crap I'm telling you guys is truth stories, like literally true stories. The therapist calls. Why? She didn't say my husband beat me up. She didn't say my husband cut my arm. She didn't say my husband stabbed me in the leg. She didn't say my husband raped my daughter. She was just asking the therapist for advice as how to handle the COVID crap. But yeah, people say you need to see a therapist. Go to a therapist. The therapist is an easy place to talk to.
Mm-mm.
I look at them like you people are dumb idiots to think that, right? But therapists are in on it too.
I believe that. I believe that 100%.
Therapists turn kids against their mother when they're
Hmm.
in the system.
Yes.
Therapist turns kids against their mother. The firefighter that I tell you guys about, his kids go to the same therapist, right? That they did when they were CPS. That therapist he chose, and that's his wife, close connection. And that therapist is telling the kids to go against the mother. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah. That's the therapist. That people say trust, trust, trust. No, don't.
Don't trust
I
the
don't.
therapist.
I don't trust anybody. I'm being
Mm-mm.
honest. I don't trust anyone because
I don't know why
everyone
people.
has motives. Everyone
Yeah.
has. Yeah.
And I and
Everyone.
I and I and I get that people are mandated reporters. Like, I get that people are mandated reporters, but it's just like some of the stuff they shouldn't even report. Some of the stuff is just evil.
Yep. Okay. Revelations beneath the rose said my husband is a firefighter. Baby girl, we need to talk. Um. Yep. We need to talk. I want you to send me a message on my page, and please, please, please instant message me at Georgette Truant's page on Facebook, um and give me your phone number, and I will definitely give you a call today.
Yeah,
Definitely give you a call today. Huh?
I'd like to know what he knows.
I would like to
I'm
say,
curious.
oh my God, they get away with everything. I'm a firefighter. Okay, you're great people. I save lives. No, but they don't know why he became a firefighter to begin with. Not because to save lives, it was to get women.
Mm,
Yeah, and he actually said it when he was drunk, is to get women. That's it.
that's crazy.
That's it. Not to save people's lives or this and this and that. To get women and make money because they get paid more. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You understand? Just because they're firefighters doesn't make them a hero. Just
Not
because they're
everybody's a
police
hero.
officers doesn't make them honest or serve and protect. Not all of them are bad. I get it, but most of them are. And I
Right.
say
Exactly.
because it's way more than one person. Conceited, arrogant, and they think their S crap don't stink, right? Because they have a title. To me,
Hmm.
if the title, if that's all you got going for you is a title, then you're a loser. You're actually a loser if all you have is a title that's going for you. If you think your money is what helps you or what gets you what you want, then you are as poor as a freaking scum of the earth person. You're poor because your money is the only thing that gives you what? Identity,
Power. Hmm.
power. You have nothing going for you if you think your title is it. You, firefighters, cops, government officials, senators, all these people, social workers, court pretenders, judges, you guys are idiots. If you don't do the right thing, you're useless to the people.
Yes.
If you think your money and your title is all and it's important, then you're cowards and as broke as a freaking there's I want to be myself. I can't. I can't. I want to see it, but I can't
I
say
know.
it. I'm trying very hard to be very, I can't. I can't say what I really, really want to say. You guys can say it for me, but I just can't say it. So she said, "What's your Facebook or email? I have some concern to ask things." Okay, so Facebook pages, Georgette Truin. Okay, I this is this is this is very interesting. We're going over time, like 13 minutes over, but this is interesting. Okay, go ahead and read Shakitha Hicks.
Oh, Miss G, my agitation, education hearing tomorrow.
Hearing
At
is
my
tomorrow.
education tomorrow, yeah, is
Social
hearing is
worker.
tomorrow. Social worker hasn't spoken to me in 8 months. Yesterday, she called with new allegations. Said I was on school property. She helped She helped dad transfer them to a new school months
And this,
ago,
uh-huh.
and I have no clue where. Crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Shakitha, baby girl, I was just saying earlier, they side with dads, babe. I don't care what anyone says.
You did say that earlier.
They side with dads. They usually side with the abuser, mostly. I'm being honest. And say if like there's good parents out there and and both of them connect together, husband and wife, they want to separate them apart. They tell them, oh, in order for you to get your kids back, you have to leave your husband or your husband has to leave you.
Mm,
They separate family. But when the family is already separated, the husband and wife, they side with the husband.
mm-hmm.
Do you understand me? Revelation beneath the rose. I have your phone number from the last show you had. Is that the same number? No, baby, I'm not using that number right now because it's not working. I can text from that number back and forth. But I usually now, when I talk to people, I give them my personal cell number. So message me your number on Facebook, and I will definitely call you, and then you will have my cell number. Okay. This is an interesting show today. Okay. So, guys, my 1 o'clock show today, um, Real Talk with Miss G, and my 7 o'clock show with Relatives Fight CPS. Join me today at those times. I am going to share a few things with you at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. We're going to have a guest, and I think it's going to be interesting. I want to say that I love all of you guys. I respect you guys. I feel your pain 100. There is absolutely no way anybody can tell me I don't feel your pain. I feel your pain. I know exactly what you're going through. I know how you feel. I want you never to stop the fight. And also at Monterey Park, I got the news yesterday at Monterey Park Courthouse. They were protesting yesterday. And I am trying to get as many people as possible to support them in their protest. And I hope you guys also support them. Go in go there, support, make signs. You have to be heard. This is too much. People are scared, but you should never be scared of a bully because a bully wants you to be weak. A sociopath wants to weaken you to have power over you. So you have to have the voice, you have to fight for your kids, and
Mhm.
you need to make yourself known. I'm not telling you to be violent. I'm not telling you to go break things. I'm telling you to have a peaceful protest to make sure that you are heard and for everybody for to expose CPS for who they are and what they are to everyone all over the world. And I really highly recommend all states do this. Protest peacefully for the message to go around. Because some people still think social workers are, like the system works. No, it doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't work. It works for the rich, right? It doesn't work for the poor. All right. I hope you guys understand what the message I'm trying to bring across here. But Sheree, thank
Yes,
you for
you're
joining
welcome.
today.
Thank you for having me.
You're awesome. You're a great aunt. I had the opportunity to know you before you were on the show, obviously.
All right.
And I love talking to you. You're not crazy.
No.
I know. So I don't see the logic and accept that their demonic head, whatever they want to do, not because you're a bad aunt. Actually, you're a great aunt.
Thank you.
You're a great sister to your sister. And I respect that in you. And what they're doing is horrible. Horrible. But we're going to talk later on today because I'm going to include you on a couple of things that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay?
All
Thank you.
right.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, Miss G.
I'll see you
Thank
guys
you,
later.
Georgette.
I thank you, Georgette. I love all of you guys. And I will see you guys at 1 o'clock. And you better join me at 1 o'clock too.
Sounds good.
All right? I'll talk to you
All right.
guys.